I know y'all know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, turn on. So I got hit on today by a group of dudes. 2 black guys and 1 white guy came into my store. And I seen them staring at me and shit. And I'm like, whatever. So like when I was working and shit, I was down an aisle. And I had to walk past them. And they were like, damn. And so then I walk in a different aisle, but I could still hear them. And they were like, oh my god, did you guys see her booty? Oh my god, she got a big booty for a white girl. Oh my god. And I'm like I'm in the next aisle just hearing this shit. And they're literally talking about me and my booty for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, alright, are you done? Because I'm like in the next aisle. I don't know if you can hear me. And I mean, it's kind of awkward and shit when I'm in the next aisle and y'all are in that aisle talking about me and my booty. Like, the fuck? So anyway, a little while passes by and they come through my register. So then the one black dude buys all this shit and I ring it all up and he swipes his card. And then I'm like, okay, you still have like $10.75, I think it was, due. And he's like, what? He's like, oh, there's only a couple of cents on that. And I'm like, yeah, it says that it only took off 11 cents. And he's like, oh, it feels in his pocket. Bitch, why the fuck do you always have to come in here when I'm telling a story? The fuck? Get out. Pissing off the dog too. Sorry, my motherfucking sister ruining my story and shit. Anyway, what was I saying? Let's get back to my story. So then he's like, oh, I don't have it. And I'm like, the fuck. So then I had to call my boss, who by the way was on her break and she wasn't feeling good. She had a headache and I felt bad and I'm like, Robin, can you please come here to the front? So she had to fucking void out the whole entire sale. The whole sale had to be voided out. So then the white boy puts his shit up. I ring his shit up. And then he thinks he's cute and funny. And he's like, hot, don't worry. I got money on mine. He swipes his card. And he got declined. And in my head, I'm like, please tell me this nigga got money. Because if he don't, I'm going to need Jesus in a minute. I'm going to need him. He did. He paid with cash. And then the other black dude comes up and puts his stuff up. And he paid with cash. And then they're all just standing there chilling, staring at me, by the way. And the guy that I'm ringing up now starts talking to me. And I'm like, so he's like, so you like it here? I'm like, mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. And he's like, y'all hire rent? I'm like, nah, we're not. And then his boys were like, ha, no, they're not. Then he's like, so you low-key like it? And I'm like, yes, I like it. The other black guy chimes in. He's like, but I bet y'all low-key get busy, right? Yeah, like y'all get busy, right? I'm like, yeah, we get busy, yeah. And they're all just smiling and talking to me and whatever. And I'm like, are y'all gonna go home? Because I really don't want to talk. But they just keep on talking and talking and talking for at least like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, oh my god. So then sure enough, the first fucking dude that came through my line who didn't have the money that I had to void the sale on fucking starts jiggling in his pockets again. He's like, I do have it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you sat here this whole time, like, while your friends got rung up, you couldn't look in your pockets again then? Or, like, check really, really, really good? Like, the fuck? How did you randomly just find it when it was in the pockets, the same pockets you just looked in? Like, it was just extremely, extremely annoying because he could have fucking avoided that whole entire situation. Like, I wouldn't have had to call my boss. I wouldn't have had to avoid the sale. I wouldn't have to ring everything up again. To be honest, like, I think that they fucking just did that on purpose to kind of, like, sit there and talk to me even longer because, like, you fucking looked in the same pockets you just looked in. I mean, let's be real here. What is your pockets fucking, like, Shaquille O'Neal size where, like, you can't find your money? I mean, he literally pulled it out like this. Oh, I got it. So I fucking ring all the shit up again. Same spiel. And then finally it's time for them to leave and they're like, bye, have a nice day. And then one of my wonderful co-workers, Doreen, calls me over and she's like, Kaylee, come here. I'm like, all right. She's like, could you get hit on any harder? I'm like, what? She's like, I'm just standing here like I couldn't believe that shit. Like, I'm standing here just laughing my ass off at, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, really? She's like, a customer told me he could feel the kisses coming out of his ass. from all the way over here. And I'm like, oh my god, seriously? Some guy customer's like, yeah, seriously, I could fucking feel him puckering up from all the way over here. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was cracking up, like dying. And she's like, have you ever got hit on like that before? And I'm like, yeah, actually, like stuff like that, almost even crazier sometimes, but never here. And she's like, oh my god. And she just couldn't believe it. And she's like the funniest person ever. I love her. She's so sweet. But it was an experience, let me tell you. It was too much. Then in my head, I'm like, please tell me this nigga got money, because if he don't, I'm gonna need Jesus in a minute. I'm gonna need him.